Hello, knowledge seekers. In this episode of 20-Minute Books, we'll dive into the fascinating waters of Peter Godfrey-Smith's 2016 work, Other Minds. This book is a journey through billions of years of evolutionary history, focusing on the remarkable path of the octopus. These sea creatures began as simple, limpet-like beings that crept along the ocean floor, but have since evolved into highly intelligent and enigmatic predators. Godfrey Smith, with his deep expertise in history and biology philosophy, takes us on an intellectual exploration to understand the development of complex life and consciousness as seen in these otherworldly animals. Peter Godfrey Smith, a prominent philosopher with a PhD from the University of California, San Diego, brings his considerable credentials to the table. Currently teaching at the City University of New York and the University of Sydney, he is renowned for diving deep into the philosophy of history and biology. His previous work, Darwinian Populations and Natural Selection, has even been honored with the prestigious 2010 Lakatos Award, recognizing its significance in the field of philosophy of science. Other Minds is a book that will resonate with a wide range of readers. If you are a student of biology or zoology, an enthusiast of evolutionary science, or simply an animal lover enchanted by the mysteries of marine life, this book promises to provide insightful and thought-provoking perspectives on the octopus and what it can teach us about the nature of intelligence. Join us as we summarize the key insights of this remarkable analysis of cognition under the sea. Other Minds, the Octopus, and the Evolution of Intelligent Life. Introduction. Unveiling the Intellect of the Octopus. A Journey Through Evolution. Have you ever stood before an aquarium, mesmerized by an octopus as it effortlessly glides through the water? There's an otherworldly elegance to its fluid movements, a silent testimony to nature's marvels. But there's more to these underwater enigmas than mesmerizing aesthetics. Octopuses are a beacon of intellect in the ocean's depths, raising profound questions about the intelligence within the animal kingdom and challenging the entrenched scientific perspective that consciousness is a uniquely human trait. Embark with me on an exploration of the octopus's remarkable evolution, an understanding of their biology, and the recognition of their intelligence. Our aquatic guide muddles the waters between human and animal cognition, leaving us to ponder, how similar are we to these otherworldly creatures? What did the ancient octopus look like? Imagine the world millions of years ago, a time when the octopus's ancestors roamed the prehistoric seas. Even back then, they were creatures of intrigue. To reconstruct their ancient form, think of an octopus wearing a shell, a feature later shed to give rise to the sleek, flexible form we're familiar with today. As descendants of this armored ancestor, octopuses evolved, losing their protective outer casing and gaining refined skills. This transformation turned the octopus lineage into masters of adaptability, camouflage, and cognitive prowess. Their evolution is a testament to life's ability to take on new and surprising forms. The remarkable mind in octopus skin. Now, delve a little deeper, quite literally, into the skin of the octopus. It's not an ordinary covering. It's a canvas of living art that changes color and texture in a dazzling display. But did you know that their skin has a mind of its own? Octopus skin contains an intricate network of nerves and pigment cells that react to the environment, enabling the creature to blend seamlessly with its surroundings without direct command from the brain. This serves as a striking example of a decentralized nervous system, where the skin itself seems to think independently. It's a revelation that asks us to reconsider how we define the mind and its functions, understanding animal intelligence through our feathered friends. It's not just the underwater world that's challenging our notions of intelligence. Let's take flight for a moment and consider the jaybird. These avian creatures demonstrate foresight, a characteristic once thought to be exclusive to humans, by planning for future meals. This behavior implies a cognitive complexity that spans across different species and habitats. The intelligence of the jaybird, much like the octopus, invites us to reevaluate our assumptions about the mental lives of animals. They're not merely acting on instinct, but showing evidence of thinking, feeling, and perhaps even experiencing a form of consciousness. It opens a dialogue about the broad spectrum of intelligence that exists among the Earth's diverse inhabitants. By considering the octopus and its fellow creatures, we're offered a fresh perspective on the nature of consciousness, a puzzle that stretches from the swirling currents of the deep blue sea to the boundless skies above. Join me in contemplating the shared threads of intelligence that weave through all living beings, challenging us to expand the horizons of our human-centric worldview. The journey through the mysterious lives of octopuses and other animals enriches our understanding of mind, matter, and the myriad of forms intelligence can take. Part 1. The Dawn of Behavior. How single cells showed the first signs of intelligence. Picture our ancient Earth, a youthful 4.5 billion years old, cradling the nascent stirrings of life. For over half its lifetime, Earth was a silent symphony waiting for its first movement. It wasn't until 1.5 billion years ago that the melody began with animal life's tentative notes. Before this zoological debut, Earth's stage was graced by unicellular performers, simple yet surprisingly sophisticated in their solo acts. Consider the humble unicellular organisms, life in its most stripped-down form, yet not without a hint of behavioral complexity. These single-celled entities interact with their world in ways that hint at the rudiments of intelligence. Even something as tiny as E. coli, a type of bacteria often found within us, demonstrates a primordial perception. E. coli has mastered the art of chemical detection, akin to smelling or tasting the environment through molecules on its surface. When it detects the scent of nutrients, it propels itself with its flagella, a minimalist approach to hunting for sustenance, yet effective for a being made of one cell. Unicellular organisms engage in surprisingly social behavior as well. Take the light-emitting bacteria that inhabit Hawaiian squids. They sense the presence of their kind through inducer molecules, a bacterial census of sorts, that dictates their luminescent output. It's a collective effort, the intensity of their shared glow hinging on their community's size. It's as if these microscopic organisms are capable of complex decision-making based on their community's implied intentions. The capabilities of these primordial organisms cast a new light on the trajectory of life. Their ability to sense, signal, and act played a pivotal role in the evolutionary leap to multicellularity, the vital step from mere cellular existence to complex animal life. Each evolutionary stride we observe is a testament to the profound impact made by these infinitesimal interactions, forming the very foundations of animal coordination and collaboration. Stay with me as we venture further into these evolutionary currents, where we now fix our gaze upon an extraordinary creature that has continued to captivate scientists and ocean lovers alike. The ingenious octopus, a living bridge between the single-celled ancestors of the deep past and the advanced beings of our modern world. Part 2. The octopus's evolution from shell-bound mollusk to nimble hunter. Close your eyes and imagine extending your hand into the chilly waters of the ocean depths. Suddenly, a curious octopus emerges, grasping your finger with a suction cup-loaded arm. It's not just holding you, it's tasting you, with the millions of nerve cells within that arm. This interaction might be a bit unnerving, but it's also a sign of the octopus's complex predatory abilities, a far cry from its ancient defenseless mollusk ancestors. Rewind the evolutionary tape to an era where the octopus's forebears were akin to today's mussels or oysters, soft-bodied creatures nestled within hard shells. These early mollusks likely had a single muscular foot, used for both anchoring themselves and crawling along the seabed, mostly trying to avoid becoming someone else's dinner. However, about 125 million years ago, a remarkable transformation occurred. Arms began to sprout, signaling a significant shift in the creature's destiny. With these new appendages, The octopus ascended the food chain from easy prey to an agile predator. But adaptation didn't stop there. To dominate the underwater realm, the octopus needed to abandon its cumbersome shell. In a trade-off for mobility, the shell morphed into a bladder-like structure, assisting buoyancy and enabling the octopus to hover off the seafloor. This evolutionary leap was complemented by the development of a specialized funnel, shooting jets of water to thrust the octopus through the water with astonishing agility. No longer confined to the ocean's bottom, the octopus embraced its role as a swift hunter in the open sea. With such a profound evolutionary journey, the octopus transitioned from a sedentary mollusk into a jet-propelled intelligent predator, commanding the vast and shadowy expanses of its aquatic domain. Part 3. Octopus Skin, a marvel of color-changing independence. Now, let's take a plunge into the underwater ballet of colors and camouflage. Envision yourself swimming through the ocean's depths until you come across a scene taken straight from a fantasy novel. Nestled beneath a rocky overhang in the coral reef is a majestic giant cuttlefish, an octopus cousin, blending in impeccably with its environment. As you draw closer, it awakens and conjures a mesmerizing display, a cascade of colors, from shimmering blues to iridescent greens, dances across its body. The color-changing feats of the giant cuttlefish and octopus are unparalleled in the animal kingdom. These creatures can shift their hues in a heartbeat, displaying a kaleidoscope with a breadth and splendor that no other animal can match. Their skin is akin to a dynamic canvas, a living screen that exhibits patterns as fluid as the sea itself, an ethereal flow of shapes and shades that eclipses the abilities of famed chameleons. Despite the dazzle of their skin's display, cuttlefish and octopuses are believed to wander their watery world without perceiving color as we do. They are considered colorblind. How then do they craft such precise imitations of their surroundings? This paradox puzzles scientists to this day. Innovative laboratory experiments have delved into this mystery, subjecting these cephalopods to tests with color-coded objects. The findings point towards a remarkable conclusion. The animals don't rely on their eyes to match their palate to their environment. Instead, the secret lies within their very skin. Astonishingly, octopus skin is capable of sensing and responding to environmental cues all on its own, even in the absence of the creature's central nervous system. Remarkable experiments have shown that the skin can continue to react and change, interpreting the world around it, even after being separated from the main body of the octopus. The autonomy of octopus skin to adapt and blend into the backdrop without direct brain involvement is a testament to the complexity and wonders of evolution. It emerges as an organism within an organism, shedding light on the magnificent and mysterious ways that animals interact with their habitats. Part 4. The Fleeting Lives of Octopuses and Cuttlefish. An Evolutionary Quandary. There's something seemingly ancient and wise in the gaze of a cuttlefish, something that might suggest a long and storied life beneath the waves. Perhaps you've encountered them while diving, perceived a knowingness in their eyes, and assumed they share the longevity of some sea creatures. But contrary to what we might expect, the captivating cuttlefish and their kin, the octopuses, lead remarkably brief lives. Indeed, it is a rare individual that witnesses more than a couple of years in the vast ocean. This ephemeral existence isn't without reason. It's woven into the very fabric of their evolutionary narrative. Without the sturdy shells of their ancestors, octopuses are relatively exposed, relying on their mastery of camouflage to evade the keen eyes of predators. But even this ingenuity has its limits. Predation isn't the sole factor in their abbreviated lifespans. As hunters themselves, octopuses cannot afford to linger in the shadows indefinitely. They must venture into the open, where danger lurks and their vulnerability is laid bare. This risky lifestyle inevitably truncates their time in the marine world, with few octopuses surviving beyond their second year. The octopus's life cycle further tightens the hourglass. Breeding just once, female octopuses embrace a fatal maternal devotion. Upon laying her eggs, a mother octopus retreats to her den, eschewing food and sacrificing herself to ensure the safety of her brood. The hatching process stretches on for months, during which the mother slowly wastes away. By the time her offspring are ready to venture into the sea, she is often too weak to join them, or has already succumbed to starvation. This sacrifice, this poignant tale of birth entwined with death, marks the octopus's life as one of nature's more tragic narratives. Yet, it is precisely this blend of vulnerability and courage, brevity and brilliance, that makes the octopus and its relatives such compelling characters in the ocean's grand saga. Part 5. The Enigma of Consciousness in the Animal Kingdom, the Octopus Case. Embark on a philosophical dive into the depths of the animal mind, specifically that of the octopus, with its mystifying and technicolor skin display. One might wonder, does the octopus contemplate the dazzling light show it orchestrates across its body? And this leads us to a broader and much debated question. Do animals experience consciousness akin to human self-awareness? The quest to understand consciousness has long occupied the minds of philosophers and scientists alike, with the consensus often swaying towards animals not possessing the same capacity for introspection as humans. This belief hinges on the idea that animals, octopuses included, may perceive complex information and respond in seemingly intricate ways, yet they do so without consciousness. The rationale behind this arises not from the study of animals, but surprisingly, from human psychology. An illuminating example is the case from 1988, where a woman suffered severe brain damage, impairing her conscious visual recognition. Despite her condition, she could navigate tasks that involve perceiving and interacting with objects. This phenomenon highlighted the dual streams of human vision: the conscious ventral stream, tasked with recognition, and the subconscious dorsal stream, involved in spatial awareness and action guidance. This prompted a theory that animals might exist in a similar state, capable of perceiving and reacting to sensory input, yet without the conscious processing that characterizes human experience. Nonetheless, the author's perspective differs sharply. Through personal underwater encounters with these remarkable sea creatures, he suggests that octopuses exhibit behaviors indicative of a human-like consciousness. Their exploratory contact, akin to a visually impaired person feeling their way through their environment, hints at a purpose beyond mere survival, a curiosity, a seeking, perhaps even an experience of joy. This view challenges the current consensus, proposing that these marine beings may indeed possess a form of consciousness that eludes our full understanding. It's a perspective that, if embraced, could radically shift our appreciation of the inner lives of the octopus, and, by extension, the various forms of intelligence and awareness in the natural world. Part 6. Contemplating Consciousness Without Words. Animal Thoughts Beyond Language. Take a moment to ponder the sophistication of thought in creatures that swim, fly, and roam across our planet. A lingering scientific discourse challenges us. Can complex thought exist without the scaffolding of language? This question is particularly fascinating when we consider the silent, underwater world of the octopus. The influential naturalist Charles Darwin, in his seminal work, The Descent of Man, posited that language is the key to complex thought. To analogize, Darwin likened thought without language to attempting intricate mathematics without the aid of numbers or algebra, essentially unthinkable. This connection between words and organized sequential thinking has echoed through time, shaping modern scientific belief. Research, such as a study from Harvard University, emphasizes the bond between linguistic understanding and higher-order reasoning. In examining young children's logical capabilities, it became evident that without a grasp on the connector or, logical deductions failed to take hold. Language, it seemed, was the gatekeeper to advanced thought processes. Despite this established view, nature has a way of presenting exceptions that defy our neatly laid categories. Researchers at the University of Cambridge have observed jays, birds without the gift of human language, performing astonishing feats of memory and prioritization. These birds cache food and can recall an impressive number of hiding places while also factoring in perishability. They navigate these considerations with an aptitude that suggests complex thought is not the sole domain of language users. Confronted with such evidence, we are left to contemplate whether the absence of language precludes the presence of intricate thought. The ability of jays to strategize their feed suggests a cognitive tapestry richer and more varied than words alone can weave. Perhaps, then, complex thinking can exist silently, without the flourish of verbalization, as mysterious and deep as the oceanic haunts of the ponderous octopus. Final summary. Throughout the winding corridors of time, the octopus has transformed from a simple shelled mollusk into an extraordinary, intellectual denizen of the deep. Adapting and evolving, these creatures have captivated our imaginations and challenged our preconceived notions of intelligence and consciousness. Despite the lack of consensus in the scientific world, the debate continues on whether these marine marvels can experience complex thoughts and self-awareness alike to that of humans. The author stands by the view that octopuses are creatures of cunning and curiosity, replete with the capacity for intricate behavior and engaging interaction. In conclusion, the octopus story is one that entwines biology with philosophy, evolution with introspection. It invites us to look beyond the limits of our understanding and appreciate a world where intelligence takes on many guises, tentacled and mysterious, enveloped in the blue embrace of the oceans. It's a narrative that encourages us to cast a wider net when considering what it means to think, to feel, and to be aware, under the sea and beyond. Thank you for joining me today on this journey of learning and discovery as we explored the insights of another thought-provoking book in our growing library of knowledge. If you've enjoyed our time together, please take a moment to follow our podcast, give us a 5-star rating, and share 20-minute books with other knowledge seekers. Your support truly means a lot. Don't forget to join me again in the next episode, where we will delve into another enriching book. Until then, happy reading and happy listening.